Hey guys, this is Blade from Team Liquid providing another YouTube video on Zerg versus Terran. This is a video that's going to showcase flanking, which is attacking from two sides instead of one. And this is going to be a standard Zerg versus Terran game. He's going to go bio, I'm going to go, Ling Infester, and I'm just going to start it off right now. So this game isn't going to be anything like revolutionary. It's actually just going to be a very basic concept, standard 15 hatch. I think I do 15 or 16 pool, but what I'm going to showcase is flanking. And for those unfamiliar with flanking, I'll just show you right here. So when a Terran attacks here, up this ramp for example, and you have your fourth here, you don't want to have your whole army go from here to here. That will cause your army to kind of die. Because the Terran can run his army all the way back, except for the tanks, and it can be a lot more cost effective. But if you have half your army here and half your army over here, for example, and then you attack from up here, so his army's here, he can't run because there's units there, and then the units hit there, and you'll crush it a lot more effectively than if you just had all your units right here attack. So pretty much you just want to attack from multiple sides so that he can't micro and make his army trade a lot more cost effective than if you flank him. It's incredibly effective, and it's not used as much as it should be. In general, this map is pretty hard to play on, it feels like, because the fourth is so hard to protect, it feels like. And this drone's just scouting for possible proxies, but yeah, it's kind of hard to defend the fourth. And yeah, so I forgot to mention, this is on the Korean server. Not like that makes that much of a difference or anything, but just thought I'd point that out. And yeah, I like to drone scout at 10. I like to check around for proxies because lately Terrans have been very, they're kind of complaining about TVZ right now, so they'll kind of do cheese like proxy 2 racks. They face it a lot more this season since the patch than before. Only something to watch out for. And I'm going to 15 pool. I normally would 16 pool, but on a 2-player map, it's a little bit easier to get a proxy racks and then 2 racks. Normally when they have a racks up here, they go 1 racks if you like him, but you can never know 100%. So I was just playing it safe. And you can hold 2 racks with 16 pool, but this game I just didn't feel like doing it. And as you know, my overlord's going to see that. And then I'm going to move him right here. Honestly, I should move him here, because then I can sacrifice him and get some information, but I don't believe I did that this game, so it's going to be kind of blind. And there's his SCB. And so this is going to be a typical 4 queen into fast third. I don't do the 6 queen variation. I just like getting 4 queens and then getting a roach horn instead of the 5th and 6th queen. Unless I see Banshee, then I'll make more queens. It's just part of stubbornness for me. But yeah, so I'm kind of spreading my overlords a little bit, and so for Zerg vs Terran nowadays, mutas have finally remade a resurgence. People are starting to go mutas again because they realize they're not like bad. I've been doing this for a while. After I mastered the Ling Infester style, I kind of go mutalisks, depending on the map. On a map like this, mutalisks I feel are kind of bad, mainly because when you want to go mutalisks, you want to be able to secure 4th pretty easily, and this map's really hard to kind of secure that 4th when you go muta. So this game I do not go mutalisks, I do the typical Ling Infester style. And as you see, he's just going into Hellion. Something to point out is, for the past couple months, whenever Terrans open Hellions after this, they go Banshees right after. It's actually a pretty strong silent denying creep, and it's actually pretty good in defending, roach busts and whatnot. Since he doesn't have his 3rd CC yet, it'll come in time, and it would crush it if I did that. And so when you see these Hellions, you want to just make spores blind, just 1 spore at each base blindly. Yes, it sucks, but if the Terran player's decent, or if you're on a map where it's harder to scout, you're never going to see this Banshee coming until it's out. It's just impossible to scout for it. On this map you can, because you can have an overlord over here and just sacrifice him and bam, get your information. but otherwise you can't. So you'll notice I do make some blind spore crawlers. See the Hellions, and so I know that he's most likely getting that Banshee, because it's just so kind of common nowadays. And I get my Evo immediately. And then there's my Roachhorn. I get that at about 6:15, because that's pretty good timing for it. About 6 minutes, 6:15. If they go one rack Zethi. If there was one base for a while, obviously you want it sooner. And as you see, Cloak Banshees. And so he's going to scout the third, but there's not much he can do. My roaches are out so I can get map control. And I should be throwing down those spore crawlers soon, because otherwise, I mean, it's just, you gotta, I got the idea from DRG actually when I watched him stream. Every time he saw Hellions, he made blind spore crawlers, and yep, there they go. It's just, I mean, it's cost versus reward. Do you want to not make these spore crawlers and save 225 minerals? I'd prefer to, but the odds of him going Banshee are so high that I will take more damage if I don't make the spore crawlers and let a Cloak Banshee come into my base and kill a bunch of my drones. With the spore crawlers, at least I can prevent damage from being taken, other than the 225 minerals he forced me to spend. And he's going to torch these drones with these. He doesn't have a cloak yet, obviously, so he's got to pull back, but his cloak just finishes. And normally I'd make some more queens, but I don't think I do this game. You notice I have a kind of high mineral count, and I'm not mining my 4th gas yet. It's because I want to drone up my 3rd base. When you see Banshees at all, you can really just drone as hard as you want for a while, because it takes a while for him to get the racks to be able to do a ground army push. So that's kind of the nice thing about Banshees, is you know you can kind of just mass drone. And I put a spore crawler here so that I can prevent Banshees from like kind of killing my creep tumors. And as you'll see, double upgrades, macro hatch. Obviously you see I made a 3rd Evo on accident. Baneling Nest I think you should always get, just for those marine tank pushes and stuff. And my 3rd's not really droned up too much yet. Well, it's going to be now, but it took a little bit longer than it should have. And I'm going to lose a queen. Not much I can do there. And right now, just getting my infestation pit and just getting ready for the game. You want to take these rocks down as soon as you can. I did forget, obviously. I had these roaches out for a while, but I wasn't attacking the rocks. You want to take these rocks down as soon as you can. That way you can, you know, easily go between bases. Easier to defend versus Hellions and stuff. And so I'm getting my infestors. Getting baneling speed, you don't want to forget that. And I'm going to be getting my 4th base soon. As you'll notice, I kind of have a Ling scouting. No 3rd yet. I didn't see that, but obviously he's taking his 3rd, which I'm going to see in a second, which enables me to take my 4th immediately. And I'm getting Burrow, as you can see, which is very crucial for infestor play. You can even do Burrow Banelings, which I always forget to do. But you can also Burrow Ling at every expansion. It may delay it for just not too long, but sometimes they're going to be too preoccupied and it ends up delaying their expansion for like a few minutes. It's not very common at the higher levels, but it's good at delaying it, even nonetheless. It's just a Ling. It's 25 minerals. And my 2-2 is a little late. I should be starting this immediately, but I'm focusing on getting the infestors so I can get rid of the Banshees. And there goes my 4th. Now you can take this sooner. I didn't. I actually should have, honestly. When I saw, as you see, when I scouted with my Overseer, I saw his production just getting in line, and I saw that command center. I should have taken my 4th then, but I didn't. And I may not have been able to, because he could have used Cloak Banshees to deny this, but still, it's better I should have still tried. And his upgrades aren't that great. I don't know why. I guess he's not double Evo. Because his 2-2 shouldn't be so far behind. He's only got 1 armor, while I have 2-2 on the way. You'll notice I use 2 different control groups. I like this for the aspect of it's easier to control your army for drops. If a drop's coming here and here, I can just hit 1 to take care of this one and 2 to take care of this one. Or I can manually split. Either works, but it feels easier to deal with drops, and it's easier to kind of coordinate a flank because you can just press like 2, click here, 1, click here, and then 1 click, 2, a click, you know, to kind of get the flank moved. And as you see, I got my Ultra Cavern on the way, and Adrenal Glands. Now one of the things you're going to notice, so you kind of see me in a flanking position. He's got very good tank spread right here. I'm going to mess up my attack a little bit here. It works, but you'll see these banelings. They're hitting tanks. That's a mistake. I got a little bit lazy, and so I still win the battle. But imagine if I had just attacked all from one angle. That probably wouldn't have gone as good, or, well, this didn't go as good for me as it should have, because I kind of messed up a little bit. But in general, I crushed it to a point, and that's what you want. Because now I have Ultras coming out, which are incredibly powerful versus Terran. It's kind of funny saying that, considering Ultras used to be the bane of the you want to lose button or unit. Kind of like the Hydra now. But as you'll see, he's kind of pushing out again, but that's kind of what you want to do, is focus on those flanks. And you'll also have burrowed banelings here. This one's misplaced, so it's not going to delay it at all. And as you'll notice, he's kind of now denying my creep. My creep spread wasn't that good this game, obviously, but that's, yeah. Can't have it good every game. Sometimes you just kind of mess up on that. But as you'll notice again, I'm kind of getting ready for a mini flank. As you'll see, I'm even bringing in an infestor, and he makes a little mistake of leaving his units bunched up on creep. I mean, I see this. So I just fungal it and kill it. And then I move this up and I kill that. It's a little mistake by him. That pretty much secures my victory to a point, because even though I see he's taken his 4th, he's not mining from it yet. I mean, he's just now starting to mine. But I have Ultralists out, I have a bunch of Lings, Infestors, and I just killed his army, so I'm going to be able to kill this and deny it. I should have been taking my 5th here a while ago, but sometimes I just hate taking that base because drops easily snipe it. It's just something I should still be doing. But as you'll see, I mean, his army's pretty small, and I'm transitioning into double spire, something I'm starting to do, just because double upgrades are good. And yeah. So obviously I killed the expansion. I'm going to kind of kill him. You'll notice a few banelings and lings here. This is intentional. Instead of mass spine spores, I kind of like to leave a few ling baneling behind. This deals with drop play incredibly well. A little bit better than spines, because spines can be easily maneuvered around. And if you're attacking with your whole army here, and then he drops you here, then I can just use these and just kill it. It's a lot easier. I find it more effective than spines and spores. I still think you should put a couple of spores, but not too many spines. That's just my personal preference. And then here comes the kind of game-winning move where I just kind of attack. I mean, his upgrades are 2-2 finally, but it's not enough to stop the blade. And I just kind of win. There's not much he can do. I mean, he lost a lot of his armies not efficiently enough. His 4th was kind of late, so he's kind of screwed. My 5th is late, though. This should have been done way sooner. This is just laziness to a point. You want to get this 5th a lot sooner. This map is hard though, like I said. It is hard to secure 4th most of the time. And then this base is hard to secure. It's kind of why I hate this map, but yeah, so something I would do is I'd leave some link baneling behind, you know, double upgrades, and yeah. So my next video will probably be Zerg vs Zerg, unless I get a lot more requests in the thread, link down below on this YouTube channel, the description. I mean, unless I get requests, I'm just going to do random matchups, and I believe I did get a request for ZVZ actually. But if you have any certain requests, I do read everything. I read all the comments, and yeah. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, Blade555, for news updates, or when I'm streaming on Twitch TV, Blade55555, and yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.